Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Saturday, June the 22nd. In this video, we're going to cover the 5-game night slate. I did make a video for the early slate. There's 7 games on the early, so if you want to check that out, it's already up on the channel. You can check that out. I would really appreciate it. I did say this in my early slate video, and I'm going to say it in this video. I'm going on vacation Monday the 24th, June 24th. That's when we leave, and then we're going to be coming back the Monday after that. So I will not have any videos up for the next week. I will be making a video Sunday night going over the Monday slate. But after that, no videos till July 1st is when I'll come back. And I will have a video out for the July 1st Monday slate. But next week, no videos from me. So these will be the last few videos you get. We're going to go over the Saturday slate in this one, cover the night slate, 5 games. DraftKings and Yahoo will start off at the top of the pitcher player pool. We'll work our way down. I'll be sure to hit on all the options that I like today. We'll look at some stacks I'll be going to. And then towards the end of the video, we'll look at some BVP plays as well. Just before we do get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. So starting off at the top of the pitcher player pool, Hyun-Jin Ryu, our most expensive option today on DraftKings. He's $11,500. He's very expensive, but if you just look at the pitching on this slate, there's not a lot of guys that you really feel good about rostering. Like Ryu at home against the Rockies, I think is by far the best option on this slate. Ryu has been pretty dominant this year. I don't think this is like a bad price for him. I obviously wish he was a little bit cheaper, but on a short 5-game slate where there aren't really a ton of options, Ryu definitely stands out as one of the better plays. 3 implied run total for the Rockies, so they're not getting much respect from Vegas here. Ryu, heavy favorite at minus 258. He's been pitching pretty deep into games this year as well. We've seen Ryu in the past get pulled early, like with 80, 90 pitches. That really hasn't been the case this year. He's gone over 100 pitches, and out of his last few starts, 105 against Pittsburgh, 107 against San Francisco, against Washington, he threw 116 pitches, 106 against the Mets, 104 against the D-backs. So Ryu's been able to go 7 innings, 8 innings if he's pitching really well. And at home here against the Rockies team that really struggles outside of Coors Field, this is a great spot for Ryu. There's going to be plenty of lefties in this Rockies lineup as well. Really the only bats I'm concerned with are probably Charlie Blackmon and Nolan Arenado. Other than that, it should be a lot of easy outs for Ryu, especially when he gets towards the bottom. He's been getting a ton of strikeouts this year as well. Just been very dominant, so I think Ryu paying up for him makes a lot of sense on both sides. On DraftKings and on Yahoo, he's going to be one of the guys that I go with quite a bit today. Then your next most expensive pitcher is Lance Lynn. I don't really like this spot for Lance Lynn. He's pitching at home against the White Sox. A pretty favorable matchup, I guess you could say. A White Sox team that does have a lot of righties and a team that does strike out quite a bit, but it's really bad hitting conditions, or really bad pitching conditions, I should say. Very favorable hitting conditions, 89 degrees, pretty humid. Only a 4.6 implied run total for the White Sox, so I guess that is pretty favorable given the fact they're playing in Texas. But I still just don't know if I can pay this price tag for Lance Lynn. I would just rather get up to Ryu. I would feel much safer playing Ryu. Ryu's $1,400 more on DraftKings, and I think that's I would just rather play Ryu. On Yahoo, he's $10 more than Lance Lynn. I still would rather play Ryu at $53. So don't see myself really going to Lance Lynn. Kind of the same could be said for Masahiro Tanaka at $9,400. He's getting to face the Astros, an Astros team that's starting to get a little bit healthy. They've got Jose Altuve back. Still a pretty dangerous lineup, even though they're missing Springer and Correa. Alex Bregman, Michael Brantley, Jose Altuve, Jordan Alvarez, those are some really tough outs for Tanaka. And then even like the middle part of the lineup aren't easy outs. Gurriel, guys, doesn't strike out much, can put the ball in play. Josh Reddick, not going to K much. Robinson Chirinos will strike out, but he's shown a lot of power this year. I guess the easy outs come towards the bottom with Tyler White and Jake Marisnick, but tough spot for Tanaka. Really bad pitcher's park as well. Yankee Stadium is one of the more favorable hitter's parks. So I don't know if Tanaka's the guy I want to go to. I think the guy that I really like, there's probably 2 guys in this mid-range I'm going to be playing the most. Zach Galli and Mike Fultonevich. So Zach Galli at $6,900, I actually like a lot as an SP2. He's very cheap on Yahoo. He's actually minimum salary on Yahoo. Right now he's not showing in the player pool, but I'm sure once they update their stuff, they'll have Galli as a probable pitcher. It does look like he's going to pitch here against the Giants. He's in Fantasy Labs projected. He's like the projected starter on Fantasy Labs. And they're usually pretty accurate when it comes to projected starters. And I believe there was a report in the notes that Zach Galli will start Saturday's game against the Giants. Jody Jackson of Fox Sports reports. So looks like Godley is going to start here. Godley's been pretty bad this year, especially just as of late. When he's came out of the bullpen, he hasn't really been that good. I don't think he started in a while. Like, he hasn't started since, or on the 18th, he threw 73 pitches. His last outing against the Nationals, he did throw 75 pitches, so he can go 80, 90 pitches if he's pitching well. It's just such a favorable spot for Godley against the Giants. And if you just look at the other SP2s, you have like Despaigne in Texas against the Rangers is a no for me. Peter Lambert against the Dodgers, I don't think I want to go there. Tyler Beede against the Diamondbacks doesn't feel like that good of a play. Godley just stands out given his matchup. The fact that he can go out there and go 5-6 innings, get you 5-6 strikeouts, could probably get 20 DraftKings points against this Giants team. It's just such a bad Giants lineup. There are some Ks in it as well. Really like Godley here. I think he is a clear SP2 option, either him or Mike Foltynewicz. What's really surprising is that the Nationals are getting a lot of respect from Vegas here. 5.6 implied run total for the Nats versus Foltynewicz. I don't really understand that. Foltynewicz has been a little bit better lately. He was going through a pretty rough stretch, like middle part of the year, but lately he's been able to pitch better against Philly. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 5 Ks. Against Pittsburgh, 5 innings, did give up 4 runs in that start, 5 Ks. He's not been getting a ton of strikeouts this year. His best K start, I guess, was against Detroit, where he got 8 Ks. It's a tough matchup against the Nationals, but just given the lack of options, Mike Foltynewicz is 6,400, Zach Godley at 6,900. Those are going to be the 2 guys I roster the most at SP2 today. And I'll probably throw like a couple, like a lineup or 2 with Beede or a lineup or 2 with Lambert, but a lot of my lineups are going to have Ryu Godley or Ryu Foltynewicz. That's going to be where I go the most. But now let's talk about some hitters. I want to start off in the outfield. The Yankees are a team that I'm going to be loading up on the night slate. 5.7 implied run total versus Wade Miley in Yankee Stadium. And if you look at some of the prices on some of these Yankees hitters, 2 guys that really stand out are Aaron Judge at 4,500 on DraftKings and Giancarlo Stanton at 4,100. These guys are just priced way too cheap. I know Wade Miley's been a lot better this year than in past years, but this is still such a tough spot for him, having to face the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Yankees lineup that's just so dangerous now that they have Judge back and now that they're pretty much fully healthy. They're going to be rolling out a ton of righties with power, righties that also don't strike out much versus lefties. Judge and Stanton are 2 of the biggest power bats in that Yankees lineup, and I love them here versus Wade Miley. I think they can definitely get to Miley. Miley in his last few starts hasn't been that great. Against Cincy, gave up 3 runs in 4 1/3. Against Seattle, gave up 3 runs in 5 innings. Against Chicago, gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. Did pitch really well against Baltimore, but this is a tough spot for him, having to face the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. So really like going to some of these Yankees bats. On Yahoo, you can definitely go to Judge and Stanton as well. Judge is $20, Stanton is $17. I'm going to be rostering the Yankees on both sides, Yahoo and DraftKings. Definitely going to be my top stack today. And then I don't mind going to some White Sox bats. I do want to talk about Yonder Alonso. He is projected at 6th, and he's only 2,800 on DraftKings. He feels like one of the top values on the slate, especially if you're just looking at value plays at first base. Assuming he is in the lineup and batting 6th, I like him a lot. He's a minimum salary on Yahoo, so you can definitely roster him over there as well. So Lance Lynn is a guy that you can attack with lefties. He's definitely been worse against lefties than righties. This year he's been pretty good against both sides of the plate. He's just been a really good pitcher this year. But if you are going to attack Lynn, you do want to do it with lefties, especially lefties that have a little bit of power. And Alonso does have some power. Although he hasn't really shown much power this year, he still does have 7 homers on the year. He hasn't really been getting a ton of playing time, though. Like, they've only been platooning him. He only plays like every other day. But still a guy that has a little bit of power. Very favorable hitting conditions here in Texas, where it's going to be very hot and very humid. Even though I'm not going to be full stacking the White Sox, I don't mind picking up a couple one-offs with like Luis Garcia leading off, Yohan Moncada at 4,600, Alonso as a value at 2,800 you can definitely look to. We will talk about Texas. I think Texas is in a great spot versus Despaigne, and I am going to be playing a lot of Texas bats, but don't mind getting Alonso at 2,800 as a cheap value at first base. So these are my 5 plays for DraftKings and for Yahoo today, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about some stacks now, then we'll look at some BVP before we end the video. So my 2 favorite stacks are going to be the Yankees and the Rangers. They do have the highest run totals on the slate, so they're probably going to be pretty popular, but I really like going to them, especially like the Rangers just feel like a team. I just don't see how they don't score runs here versus Despaigne. Despaigne is just not good. He's pitching in Texas with very favorable hitting conditions. 6.5 implied run total for the Rangers. Rangers should definitely be able to put up some runs. I could see the Yankees struggling a bit versus Wade Miley because Wade Miley's not like a complete gas can, but I would much rather rely on the Yankees here than rather go to Wade Miley. Like if I feel like if one side can win this battle, it's definitely these Yankees hitters against Miley. So Rangers I really like, Yankees I really like. Wouldn't mind picking up a couple bats from the White Sox, but don't think I'm going to be full stacking the White Sox. I guess you could look to some Dodgers versus Peter Lambert, but don't see myself really going there. Some Braves versus Anibal Sanchez I think does make a lot of sense. I'm probably not going to be stacking the Nationals. I'm actually going to be playing a decent amount of Fultonevich. I would imagine since he's only 6,400. So even though they have a high total, I don't think I'm going to be playing any Nationals hitters today. But I do like the Braves quite a bit versus Anibal Sanchez. But Rangers, Yankees going to be the two stacks that I just load up on the night slate. But now let's cover some BVP real quick before we end the video. So there's a decent amount of BVP plays. I'll just hit them real quickly. Tyler Flowers, 3 for 10 with a home run off Anibal Sanchez. Brian McCann, 11 for 38 with 2 home runs. Nolan Arenado, 11 for 19, 3 home runs off of Ryu. Charlie Blackmon, 8 for 24 with a home run. Jose Altuve, 4 for 14 with a home run off Tanaka. Robinson Chirinos, 5 for 12. Michael Brantley, 3 for 12 with a home run. Edwin Encarnacion, 7 for 19, 3 home runs off Wade Miley. Anthony Rendon, 7 for 25 with a home run off Mike Fultonevich. And lastly, Brandon Crawford, 4 for 11 with a home run off of Zach Godley. So those are all the BVP plays that I got for today, guys. I think that is it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed, make sure you click that like button down below, and make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, or like always, you can hit me up on Twitter at DFS_GOAT. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Good luck tonight. Peace.